Veterinarians, what is one thing you wish people would know/understand about their pet? About their pet, the best one I know is one I heard a while ago. You have your life, your job, your friends, your family to provide your social interaction per day. Your dog only has you. Interact with your dog for more than 5 minutes per day and maybe your dog will not go out barking every 5 seconds. I heard something similar. That logic is what urged me to make the habit of taking my dog for 4 to 5 walks a day. He can interact with other dogs and with the world around him that way. I think the pandemic is a good way to help people understand this better. Everyone is complaining about not being able to go anywhere and not being able to see friends and family. That's how your dog feels when you don't walk them or spend time with them. So my family should walk the dog more than once a month? You joke, but I'm pretty sure that's what my neighbors do. I lived with a roommate who kept her dog in a crate for over 20 hours a day every day. Normally 23. That dog would have suddenly gone missing if I were living with her. Maybe her too. I kicked her out in October. Actually related to her being a crafty per owner. She disappeared for 2 days, which I wasn't fully aware of because I worked days and she worked nights. My neighbor was the one who told me she hadn't been here and asked me if the dog had food or water. The dog didn't. I opened the crate to attempt to let the dog out to use the bathroom and give it food and water. The dog didn't trust me at all, so it hid under my roommate's bed. I tried to coax her out for a while, but it wasn't going anywhere, so I left her some food and water and headed to work and called my roommate. She then claimed that her boyfriend had let the dog out and fed and given her food and water 17 hours prior. I told her that was too long for a dog to go without water, and then she told me a dog can go without water for 3 days and be fine. And that's when I called animal control and told her she needed to move out. She ended up getting upset with me for letting the dog out of the crate because the dog had peed on her bed. She actually withheld $100 from what she owed me for rent as payment for the damage her dog did to her mattress. Totally forgot to mention she had a crap ton of snakes too. As many as 11 at one point. They got out all the time. I found a snake behind my mattress twice. 2 of them died after getting out. I've had a roommate who was a severe alcoholic who would hold knives to get people to listen to him. That was better than this last piece of crap pet owner. I'm still traumatized. I can't imagine what the dog is going through. If your pet eats your weed stash, let the vet know. They are not going to call the police. They need to know everything they can to diagnose your pet. One time my ferret jumped on my desk and scarfed down 2 Adderall tablets that I had crushed and then put in empty capsules because I cannot swallow tablets. This already sounds suspicious, which was completely insane because he has absolutely no interest in eating anything but his kibble. So I showed up at the vet with that emergency and hoped really hard they didn't think I had an amphetamine addiction, lol. I mean, he ate my Adderall. This many mg would cover it. It only starts getting weird/suspicious when you add all the unnecessary detail. So doc. So I was about to snort this really big line of Addy and suddenly I went to crap. Came back to the mini Al Pacino looking mother effer sitting on my desk with Addy all over. Did the little guy come out okay? He passed his math test with flying colors. But couldn't get a boner for the rest of the week on the downside. Everyone lies. I want a house reboot with him as a vet. Don't complain about your dog not having boundaries when you're literally feeding them scraps off your plate at dinner time. That's 100% on you. Woman I work with is constantly complaining about her cat doing things he's not supposed to, not super angrily, to be fair, but still frustrated, and then rewards those same behaviors when they're cute. Like, don't complain about your cat getting in your face if you're constantly asking for kisses then giving him treats. Pets need consistency. Don't get mad if they do something you've taught them will get them what they want. What drives me batty is that she complains about other pet owners doing this, lol. She talks all the time about how another coworker's dog needs to learn clear boundaries/consistent rules, but then goes and bends them for her own cat because she likes some of its behaviors in the moment. Ah well. I'll complain about my cat demanding kisses at 4 in the morning by stepping on my face, but otherwise I best get my damn kisses. My cat violently headbutts my face while purring at top volume in the middle of the night when he wants snuggles. Sometimes it's annoying, but it's too damn adorable to complain about, lol. It's so tiring trying to get my parents to stop feeding their dog, who is highly allergic to all sorts of meat food scraps off the table. In their minds, they're being kind and can't help pampering the dog, when in reality it just causes her to chew her paw pads off when she has her allergic reactions. It blows my mind. Aunt, your toy poodle is underfed, she's so skinny. Proceeds to feed her own obese toy poodle's camembert. Carrot, this is actually happening. Unrelated, but I originally read underfed as underfed and was very confused. RDT here. Exotic animals, reptiles, birds, small mammals such as rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs and rodents, may be easy to acquire and assumingly easier to take care of, but most of these animals have very specific housing and dietary needs that need to be met and require enrichment. Also, not every veterinarian has experience with exotic animals, and exotic animal medicine is sometimes at a premium but is still necessary. I've met a lot of people who get a small mammal or a small bird for like $20 from the pet store and then won't pay for medical care because it costs way more than the pet was purchased for. Edit. One more thing I want to add. Yes, rabbits/hamsters/guinea pigs/digas/mice/rats/any other rodents are exotic animals. Physiologically they are quite different from a dog or cat and require very different medical care. Our digas are for sure an exotic pet around here, in Belgium, but they're very easy to buy if you know which store to go to. Not common, but if you can cough up the €20 per degu, they let you take them home. We're lucky we found a vet who knows what they even are. I wish it was much harder to buy these kind of rodent pets. Little kids see them being all fun and cute and don't realize how much care they need. They need a big and tall cage to climb in, a big wheel without stake, a fully metal cage, but no zinc, and they cannot be bought alone. Your local vet likely doesn't know them well and they can absolutely not eat anything remotely sweet. They develop diabetes extremely easily. Also, most wooden toys are made out of willow wood, which is toxic to them. I've wanted digas for years and years, so we were prepared and knew what they needed, and spent easily over €500 just on their cage and setup of said cage. I couldn't find a breeder anywhere in my country, so we bought the last two in the one pet store we know sells them. They had lost their tails there because the wheel has a stake set up and the salesperson thinks grabbing them by the tail is an okay way to put them away. They easily lose their tail as a safety precaution, to get away from a predator, and it will never grow back. Not having their cute fluffy tail ends had us worried they would never get sold and would get thrown out. They are wonderful pets and we love them, but it's truly tragic how easy it is to buy them. I don't even condone hamsters being so easily accessible. I didn't even know what a degu was until today. Thank you, your comment is very educational. Aw, thanks. I'm happy to hear it. If you or anyone else is on the market for a more high-maintenance rodent, they are great pets for sure. Even if I made them seem like a very big deal, lol, they're active during the day unlike most pet rodents, they're very intelligent and can learn basic tricks, and they even seem to have the early signs of growing a thumb on their paws. Little more than a stub with a freaky small nail now, but evolution is clearly at work. And they're very vocal, which is all at once adorable, hilarious and sometimes annoying. They'll do warning barks and basically squeak loudly to alert you for predators. Though often the predator is you yourself putting on your coat, or a neighbor in the apartment hallway, or a motorcycle down the street. They're basically a smaller, less fluffy and more active version of a chinchilla, which they're related to. Yes. Exactly. For example, hamsters are not easy pets. We ended up with a hamster because his previous home wasn't suitable and the owners graciously saw that, bless them. I managed to turn him from a neurotic bar-biting, not nocturnal baby, into a normal, happy, natural living hamster. Even before I got his new, deep, they need to be deep, cage. I managed this only after literally 10+ hours of deep diving research, and a sleepless night. That was on top hours I'd already spent to try and support previous owners. You'd think if you go to a pet store and buy what has a hamster on you'd be safe, but no. Most cages are woeful. We only found a compromise cage and it's designed for gerbils. Not to mention the bedding we originally bought, with a hamster right on the front that was made of pine shavings. Pine is poisonous to hamsters. It's not fair that well-meaning good owners buy what they are told is suitable then end up with unhappy short-lived pets. It should be better regulated in my opinion. I can't think of a single easy pet. Big pets like cats/dogs/horses/pigs/chickens etc. need humans with the right lifestyle, as well as maintenance, and small pets like fish/birds/rodents/reptiles need precision environments. A pet rock is a nice, easy pet. They come in so many colors, shapes, and sizes. And if you're really a tech buff, there's even a variety of USB pet rock for your desktop. Oof, I hear that. You're going to spend how much on a rat? What a waste of money. I loved my ratties when I had those years ago. When any of them got poorly, I heard that a lot. And man, did it hurt. Same. I had a constant tumor removal fund for mine. After having 12 rats over the course of 5 years, I eventually stopped getting more. Because it got very expensive, but most of all, very depressing. You love them as much as a cat or dog because they have unique personalities like any other normal pet, but they're only around for 2 years if you're lucky. One of the worst was when my special needs rat got sick on a Friday and I couldn't get her to the vet until Monday. She suffered for 2 days and I felt it the entire time until the vet euthanized her. It became too hard for me to go through that every 6 months or so, but dang do I miss those little buggers. We have 5 boys at the moment. I lost 2 to kidney failure last year and it looks like one of the senior boys is going through the same thing. He went to the vet 2 weeks ago and bounced back a bit, but he's losing weight and I know what's coming. He and his brother are almost exactly 2 years old now. It's breaking my heart, but he's still excited for food and moving around okay. The other boys take turns cuddling him and keeping an eye on him. I love the family and love that rats have for each other. Yeah, I love rats, but the frequency of loss is so high. They also seem to struggle usually when they go, so that makes it harder too. That's just disgusting. I paid $0 for my cat. That's not an excuse to never give him medical care. Why would a hamster be any different? A life shouldn't be valued based on what you paid for it. People make me sad sometimes. Vaccines you get at the drugstore on the corner or the feed and tack shop are not as good or the same as the ones you get at the vet. Just because your dog is scratching its ears does not mean it has ear mites. Your cat is not urinating outside the box because it's a jerk. It might be, it probably has an infection. Not eating for 3 days while vomiting and having diarrhea is a huge deal. That 5-pound Chihuahua or even 80-pound Labrador can't lose that many fluids without having any intake and be okay, and neither would you. Fluid loss. My Lhasa Apso, 20 pounds, had a pretty severe case of gastroenteritis in 2020. We got him into the ER vet the same day symptoms started, vomiting, not eating, but still drinking. There was a wait at the vet, so it was about 6 hours from symptoms starting to being seen. Even getting him in that quickly, he was already badly dehydrated. He had to stay 2 nights on fluids before he could come home. He came home about 3 pounds thinner. Thank God he's okay now. Dehydration is no joke. It happens fast. I had this with an elderly cat. She got an ear infection which we got treatment for. Then she got really sick. She had 2 nights in the vets on fluids after that. But she was good and healthy for another 6 months after that before we had to get her euthanized from kidney failure. She was a lovely old cat that we adopted from somebody with too many cats that they didn't care for. At least I know she got treated properly towards the end of her life. I noticed more than one response to original poster that mentions ear infections. What's up with canine ear infections? Am I imagining that cases are up? Never had this issue before, but my dog is suffering chronic ear issues despite regular cleaning and treatment. It's perplexing. Seems a lot of vets are perplexed, too, because multi-pronged treatment approaches don't seem to work on persistent ear infections. Thanks for your answer and for all your hard work. When you have recurrent or resistant ear infections, you start to look for other causes. Have your vet send an ear swab to a lab for a culture. It could be something that has become resistant to the normal medications. We have been seeing more and more ear infections that are related to allergies. These are harder to treat and control. They take a long time and a lot of effort on the owner's part. Food trials/elimination diets can take months. You have to be extremely careful reading labels with foods and treats. Appropriate allergy meds aren't cheap either. While Benadryl works well in people, it has come up recently that it only works in about 30% of dogs. My dog Charlie gets ear infections all the time, but we know why. Our other dog won't stop licking his ears, and since he is long-haired, it stays wet. We have tried so hard to get him to stop licking his brother's ear, it's frustrating. On another note, same dog would stick his nose between the rabbit's cage and lick her eyes, and gave her an infection once too. He is obsessed. Edit. Wow, thank you for the award. Wait, there are countries where you can get vaccines for your dog/cat/whatever at a drugstore? Vaccines? Not as in some drops to make him calm, or a lotion for feet? And people buy that? Northwest Europe here, where antibiotics for humans are only on strict prescription, so sounds a bit exotic to me. At feed stores for farmers you can buy vaccines. RBT here. There are so many. It is not cute or sweet to have an obese pet. It can cause joint issues and heart disease among many things. Stop showing love through overfeeding, especially human junk food. Dogs are living creatures who need preventative medical care just like you do. And sometimes they get sick like you do. If you can't contribute the bare minimum to take care of them, maybe you should think again about owning one. Get your puppy its damn distemper/parvo vaccines. Adding on, heartworm prevention costs much less than treatment. So much this. My first dog that I adopted from a shelter almost 3 years ago had heartworms, and the shelter didn't do much about it, just told us, hey, she had this, take care of it yourself. Luckily, she got rid of them through treatment in the winter of 2018, we got her in May of that year. With my parents' most recent adoption, the shelter didn't even tell them he had heartworm. People are idiots about parvo. Get your dog their parvo vaccine. If you buy from a breeder, make sure you get receipts or have your vet give the shots anyways. Too many don't store the vaccines correctly or use expired vaccines, as administering them is easy and much cheaper to do themselves, but tracking expiration dates and controlling material is harder. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.